Hello, it's me. I make games. In particular, you might know about this game, and this is my third devlog on it. So, first thing since the last devlog, I added this boss. I made all of its animations one night around 11 PM. Here's some footage of that. I always planned for there to be a boss here, and I'm glad with how it turned out. So, let me explain it to you. As you can see, it's a cute little worm guy. They might be the mom or dad of the other worms in the area. I don't know, I'll make lore eventually. Anyways, they start their fight by being under the ground, targeting you, and shaking the whole screen. Honestly, never seen this kind of boss opening before. It's like so original. Eventually they pop up, but just for a brief second to say hi. Then they go back down and pick one of these three attacks. They can either try and target you from under the ground 3 times in a row and pop up to attack you, go under the ground, run to one side of the arena, appear above the ground, and then run to the other side, above ground, or target you from underground, shake the screen a bunch, and then come up and target you above ground until they turn around 3 times or so. Also, whenever they appear from the ground, they drop some bullets or health so that you don't run out. If they didn't do this, you'd only be able to get 4 hits on them, and then you would probably die. So that's really the whole fight until they die. I made this cute death animation. It's up to you if they actually die or if they just fell asleep. It could really be either. And they drop some bullets. After the fight, you can go down here. I'm gonna put some kind of reward here, but I haven't gotten around to making any yet. If you guys have any good ideas for them, please hit me up in the comments. It would be really appreciated. Back to the boss. A lot of these attacks require a double jump to dodge consistently, so the entrance to the fight requires you to have the double jump ability. However, it can be skipped if you're an epic gamer like me. Next up, I added something that many people are going to need. You see, I'm a keyboard player. I'm shit at any other kind of input device, including mouse for some games, but since I do have one, I had to implement controller support. Again, I'm really bad while playing on controller, but because of this, it lets me gauge how a bad player might play my game, and I can playtest correctly. After that, I kept working on the second area, when I realized that I hadn't even finished the core of the area, its boss fight. So, I made the boss. In one day. The boss is really good. I even made music for it, which has been playing throughout the video. Its attacks are based off of the enemies that you have already encountered thus far. It mainly dashes and jumps, but if you get low on health or bullets, it'll jump off screen and then come diving back down, and it'll drop some bullets out of the ground with it. The fight was actually originally much harder because its telegraphs were unreadable and it just went too fast. I tried adding little magical previews of where the boss was about to go, but I ended up just removing them because it did not fit the game style. The boss is just a bit slower now, which actually does a huge effect on making it easier, and now the fight is very playable, and I can definitely beat it on controller. But wait, while I was playing through the beginning of the game up to the boss, I also realized that some of the rooms leading up to the boss were way too difficult. I couldn't beat them on controller, that's for sure, and I even struggled with them on keyboard. So I nerfed a lot of them, and like that, you can just still run away from the enemies instead of actually fighting them. After making some rooms that come after the boss, which teach you how to use your dash, and where you get forced to get your dash, you end up back at the first shrine in the area, the first save point. I was done with the second area. Well, almost. Some random rooms were missing, and some decorations were also kind of off. It looked kind of plain, but it was definitely playable. So, I started working on third and fourth areas. You see, after you get dash, you can go to 2 areas. One where you're going to find the camera, which will let you take pictures and notes, I guess, about the area, and one where you get a double jump. But after you get the double jump, you get stuck in the opposite corner of the map until you find the wall climb. I didn't know which one to start working on first because the player could go to either one of them. I chose the camera one though, because in theory, you can visit it before visiting the double jump one, and it doesn't grant you a major ability. So, I made the transitions that bring you from the first 2 areas into the third one, and I started working on the third area. I made some rooms, and then... oh wait, never mind. Suddenly I decided to make some sound effects and music because I was actually bored, somehow. So I made these little sounds for the dashing enemies in the second area, and this is also when I implemented the dash boss's music. And after that, I was still sidetracked, so I made it so that your character could look up and down. It's quite a necessary ability in new Metroidvania platformers. Hollow Knight has quite a good look up and down mechanic. And I think many Metroidvanias do now. Mine is actually quite strong. When you look up or down, you actually can go so far that you don't even see the character on the screen anymore. But it doesn't ruin gameplay yet, so it should be fine. Alright, then I finally worked on the next area. For a bit. Until I got sidetracked again and made a wall slide. But I have to say that the wall slide is quite good. I tweaked a lot of its values to perfection, and it could even be still improved, but I really like it. And now, truthfully, I worked on the next area, which I'm still working on now. It looks really good. I made these cute enemies, which I will talk about in the next devlog. I've probably made more by then. I'm currently working hard on the game, and on the devlogs. If you enjoyed this video, liking it would be appreciated, and if you want to stay tuned, subscribe. Shameless self-plug. But honestly, if I got to 100 subscribers,